I can hear you.
Right now. Fabulous. Okay. So once we get going, you guys put your phones on mute so we don't have a lot of background noise. And we are going to try to get through this pretty quickly. We're not going to spend an hour, even though our topic tonight is how to get through your power hour. I'm Corey Abraham. In case you don't know, I always forget to introduce myself. And so basically what we're going to do is take you through exactly what your power hour should look like. So you're not like freaking out, always like feeling like it's this huge daunting task. I mean, it should be kind of second nature to you guys. So I want to show you that it's really simple. The main thing is you're going to turn off all of your notifications, or at least put it on mute, put your phone on mute. I don't want you checking email, checking any of that stuff while you're doing your power hour. So the first thing you're going to do is, and I should also say the caveat that this does not include your personal development. I do mine when I am getting ready or during my workout sometimes. If it's a workout that I've done a bunch of times before, like off the 21-day fix stuff, I don't really need to listen to it, so I just listen to personal development during that time, or I'll do it while I'm getting ready in the morning, super early. So that's not included in your power hour, and then also your workout is not included in your power hour. So sorry if you thought that it was, but it is not. Your power hour is the actual work time that's not distracted, that's very focused. And so I want you to start. I ask you to bring your list with you. Put your phone or computer on mute if you haven't already, please. There's a lot of background noise. Okay, so you're going to start with your list. And if you don't have a list from which to work, you need to create a list. Every successful coach has a list. You're very systematic about it. You don't pick and choose who to invite. You just go down your list. You're not assuming somebody's not going to want to join you, because every person you know has some sort of fitness goal on which they're working, period, the end. They either want to gain muscle, they want to lose weight, they want to gain weight perhaps, whatever it is, they have something they're working towards. They want to cross-train with their marathon training, whatever. They have something. So don't automatically assume somebody's not going to want to join you. And remember that people change. Even if somebody, was not your biggest fan in junior high, when you were 12, 13, just remember that you're not 12 or 13 anymore. Let me back up for a second. This Thursday, don't forget, we have our Sneak Peek Blitz. So make sure that you invite your prospects, and I would just add people to the event, even if if they expressed interest maybe a long time ago or whatever. It's not like they're going to have to join. They don't have to accept. They can say maybe or whatever, and then get our little updates until the event starts. So just go ahead and invite people to the event, even if you're not necessarily sure that they're going to be there. But don't forget about that. It's super important this month. We want to finish the year really strong. Okay, so back to the power hour. So what you're going to do is work from your list. And if you don't have a list, you're going to use the document in our Arete files that tells you how to export your friends list from Facebook to Excel, to a spreadsheet. So you work from it that way, and then you can add people from there. There's a memory jogger in your online office that you can use to remember, like, friends from high school, friends from church camp, friends from law school for me, friends from every phase of your life. So basically it just helps you try to remember, like your hairdresser, anybody in your life that you might not be thinking about. And so it helps you jog your memory. That's appropriately named. So anyway, you can use that after this call and make a list if you don't already have one. But you need to be working from a list. And then by following this power hour, not just once a week, not just today, but every single day, you're really setting yourself up for success in this business. Really, you're growing your organization. Everything you do now maybe is not going to result in successful points now, but those are your points next month and the month after. So you really have to look at things from 2 or 3 months out. No, as you've heard a million times, means not right now. If you guys are not on mute, please mute your lines. I can hear somebody. So anyway, just remember that. Don't take it personally. Work this like a business. You turn everything off. You focus your time for 1 hour. So I'm actually going to talk to you first about connect by just sending messages to 3 people. That's all you're going to do. Send a message randomly, not using your list. You're just going to choose 3 people to speak with, just to say, hey, how's it going? Or reconnect with you. If you talked to them in a while, if they're a new friend that you've just added, maybe you want to check and say, oh my gosh, it's been 15 years since you were in school together, what's been going on in your life. I'm a big advocate of the voice messaging because I think it's so much more personal and it's quick. You can knock out 10 of them in 10 messages in 5 seconds, not really 5 seconds, but it's quick. So, and they can hear the inflection in your voice, and that makes a difference to people, and they can hear that you're not a robot. And then they're reading something that sounds salesy. Like if you say it, it doesn't necessarily sound as salesy because they can hear your tone. They can hear that you're not being salesy or that you're making a joke or whatever, when that doesn't necessarily translate in a written form. So I want you just to remember that when you're sending these invites or your follow-ups or whatever, they might feel uncomfortable at first, and that's totally normal. But you're just connecting with people, you're reconnecting with people, you just never know who needs you right now. And so I'm going to challenge you to do that first. We're going to reconnect with people, 3 people. You're going to send 3 random people a message, not on your list. They are friends you just randomly choose. And I'm a firm believer that God's going to lead you to touch the lives of the people at the right moment that you need to touch. So you guys are coaches. Hopefully you know how to communicate. If not, I don't really know how to help you there. But just don't be a robot. Be a person. Don't forget that they're people, and just love on them and build relationships and have no intention of selling anything. If you end up talking about Shakeology, that's fine, that's great. But if you don't, then that's okay too, because you didn't have any stake in the outcome. Got it? Okay. Last thing you want to do is say, hey, I hope you're doing awesome. And then you find out that there was a death in the family. So that's just a little aside. So go to their page first, look and see at look at their newsfeed and make sure nothing catastrophic has happened or something terrible, because you don't want to approach a person, as somebody who's really happy and all of that. I hope you're doing so well, whatever. And then they've just been posting about how a parent passed away or whatever. So just make sure, it's common sense, but make sure you read through just the last few posts that they've done before you shoot somebody a message. Same with invites, same with follow-ups. Like if something like that has happened to somebody, it's just really tacky to send them a message because clearly you haven't been following what's going on in their lives. So make sure that you do check on that. But without a hidden agenda, you're going to first find 3 people. So what I'm going to do is share my screen with you, and I'm just going to show you how I'm going to send a message really quickly, and then you do the same. Okay, just a second. Okay, can you guys share my screen? I see my screen rather. Paula, I can see you. I can't see anybody else. Can you see Paula? Okay, good deal. So I'm just going to go to my feed, my news feed here. Okay, and I'm gonna, if I don't see, most of these are probably gonna be Beachbody people. I'm not gonna catch up with Beachbody people because I talk to them a lot. So what you can do is you can go through your feed that way, or you can just look at, if you pull up your friends list. I'm gonna send a message to you. I happen to see my friend Ellen posted something today that I noticed, and I meant to send her a message. So I just haven't talked to her in a while. I worked with her in Washington, D.C. So I'm just going to shoot her a message. And like I said, it's been a long time. So I'm just going to say, hey, Ellen, and I'm typing from my computer's far away. So I apologize for that. But hey, Ellen, saw your post pop up in my news feed. Going on with my computer. Okay, looks like my connection's doing something funky. Okay, you can see our previous conversation. I was very pregnant at the time. But so saw your post pop up in my news feed. How's everything going? I could type. Jake is her son. Okay, so that's it. Hey, Ellen, saw your posts pop up in my news feed. How's everything going? Jake is growing so tall. Like, we talk not too frequently, but just something really simple like that. Like, there's no stake in any outcome. Like, I don't care if she says anything about Shakeology. I don't care if she says anything about Beachbody. Like, I just want to touch base with her. Okay, so very simple. Go do that. 3 people. Ready? Go.
No. No, go back to bed.
Okay. So in a normal power hour, you could spend up to 10 minutes on this, but I'm going to cut you off a little bit early. This is the easy one. And like I said, you can use your voice message too. Just click the little microphone in your Facebook Messenger, and you can do a really quick message that way. And that's what I usually do. I actually send them when I'm doing my cool down after my workout. I just do like some really quick messages right there, and it's super, super quick. Okay, so next, JL is going to take you through invites. So somebody is muted, so if you guys could all mute, that would be fabulous. Okay, JL.
Okay, can you hear me? Somebody nod. Corey, can everybody hear me? Okay. Okay, invites. So really, to me, this is kind of an easier part now. Once you've kind of touched base with people and you've caught up a little bit, sometimes it comes very naturally to throw in an invite, and sometimes it doesn't, but either way, that it's easy to sneak it in. So I have 2 scripts, which you guys all have access to these scripts, I'm sure you've seen, but I always have this document up, pulled up, the Word document. I've named mine BB for Beachbody Responses, and I'm literally copying and pasting every day. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. I'm going to read you, let's see. One of mine says, meant to tell you the other day, I'm starting an online health and fitness group in a couple of weeks, and I thought you might be interested. didn't know if you were working out right now, but this might be a fun way to mix it up. No pressure at all either way, but I think it'd be fun to have you in the group. Let me know if it's something you'd be interested in. Smiley face. But when you started that way with, meant to tell you the other day, so it's like I'll be chatting with somebody, you know, on and off for a few days, and it's like you don't have to just hammer it with them, but when you come back, you know, a day or two later, it just kind of sounds natural. I mean, how often do we say that? We forget things, right? Meant to tell you the other day, I'm starting this, and so it's got no pressure, and I throw in there, I don't know if you're working out right now. Sometimes you do. If you look and see they have been working out, you can throw in there, hey, I saw you started yoga. That's awesome. I love it. So I thought this might be up your alley. I'm starting this accountability group. Don't think a lot about it. Don't sit there and go back and forth about whether or not you should do it. Copy it, paste it, and hit enter. And then wait and see what they say. And occasionally, early on, you will get people who might think it's free or be confused and say like, hey, yeah, definitely add me. And then you can come back with what we call a step 2, where you go, oh, okay, great. And then you kind of tell them a little more about the group and kind of clarify what it is you're doing. But most of the time I go, yeah, that sounds awesome. Tell me more. What's the worst? The worst case scenario is they ignore you. That happens. That still happens to me. There's nothing, you know, they're just, they're thinking about it. Sometimes they may think that's awesome and they just, sometimes they may be just too busy. Like, you know, how often does something pop up on your phone and you see it and you can tell they've read it, but it was like a terrible time to respond. And, you know, so my biggest piece of advice is not to overthink it. And a lot of times it happens naturally. So if you're catching up with somebody and you're like, hey, I haven't talked to you in forever, you know, you do the forms, so you're going through family, occupation, recreation, message, but by the time you get to occupation, maybe you're like, hey, what do you do? And they're like, oh, I'm a teacher, and you talk about that for a while, and then they're going to go, hey, what do you do? So sometimes that's how the invitations come. Like, obviously that's the perfect time. You tell them what you do, and then it's very natural for you to say, hey, and by the way, I'm starting another group if you're interested. And that's, you know, it's no big deal. It's kind of like, you know, why wouldn't you want to be invited to something? So don't overthink it. Always, if scripts are there for a reason. I use them all the time. I have them also. I take the whole all of my scripts and I email it to myself. I have it saved on a note on my phone. So if I'm stuck at the doctor's office in the waiting room, I can copy and highlight that little invitation and send off a few while I'm sitting there. You can also do these by voice as well. You can do voice invites. You can do them when you're sitting in traffic. You can do them at a stoplight. So there's really, to me, the invite process is actually kind of the easy part. It's building relationships that take time. The invite process itself, you can shoot off 5 invites in literally 10 seconds. So let's see, Corey, did I miss anything?
No, not at all. I just think you can do them, but I just think that you guys need to remember to keep it simple. Like, you guys read that novel that I wrote to Jody. I don't know if you read it or not. And the post that the video post she had today, it was literally like, I don't know, 5 paragraphs or something. It was ridiculous. Like, don't do that. Like, it should just be really simple. Like, hey, so-and-so, do a sentence to catch up, or a sentence of, hey, it looks like you guys had so much fun trick-or-treating. And then be like, I've been meaning to ask you if you'd be interested in joining my challenge group, or I wouldn't even say challenge group, I say accountability group. It's starting next week. I don't know if it's something that you would like to do, but they're a lot of fun, and you know, whatever. If you'd like more information, it's starting next week, or whatever, that kind of thing. But just super, super short, simple, not a lot of fluff. Don't give any details whatsoever. It's $140 when it comes to, no. Don't give any details. It's very simple. Okay, so we're gonna.
Yes, I don't use.
Yeah, go ahead.
I use 0 Beachbody. Don't use the word Beachbody. I don't use the word challenge.
Don't use accountability. The name of a program. Yeah, not the name of a program. Nothing like that. Unless they come to you and say, "What's the 21-day fix?" or something, then don't. Okay, so you guys take off and do invites quickly. Simple. Okay, you guys are looking up at me, so we're going to continue on. That would take about, anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes to send all your invites. If you're just doing 3 a day, that could take, 1 minute. Like I usually do, like I said, the voice messages and just knock them out really quickly. And the time that the section I spend the most time on is the finding new friends, and we're going to hit that one last. But next, Regan's going to talk to us for a second about follow-ups. And so your next 10 minutes should go towards your follow-ups or answering emails or responses from people if you have a like page or whatever, that kind of thing, about follow-ups. Regan, who survived the flood? Woo-hoo.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, follow-ups. And this is really, in my opinion, where like your bread and butter is coming from. You need to be following up with people for a lot of different reasons. And it can take time. You need to keep a good list. You need to know who you need to follow up with. And I'm not always awesome at that. I do a lot of looking back through my Facebook Messenger and seeing who I need to follow up with, and that is not the most efficient way. So make sure you're keeping a good list of who you need to follow up, where the conversation left off, that kind of thing. You'll just save yourself time. Don't spin your wheels where you don't need to. What kind of things are you following up for? Everything. If the conversation dropped off, if they were interested and then they just stopped talking, I generally give them maybe 2 follow-ups, and if they keep ignoring me, I put them on another list to follow up way down the line in a couple months, invite them to a new challenge group or just start a new conversation with them. Follow up with somebody who showed interest, and then you tell them the price of the challenge pack and they go silent. That one's kind of hard. You're like, what do you say? And I actually have one that happened with. She is a mom of 5 kids. Said right off the bat she didn't have a lot of money, and as soon as we did get finally, after a lot of conversation about what her goals are, what the groups are, everything, told her the price of the challenge package, she didn't say another word. So I actually have her on my list to message, and I don't use the phone messenger a lot or the voice message, but I'd really like to start that. My question is on that one, Corey, if you could answer, can you erase those? Because it seems to me that once you do it, it like sends right away. And
Yeah,
that's why I've been a little nervous.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. No, I think it's automatically. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that's because I end up like saying crazy things. But anyway, what I was going to say to Tammy, I told her the price and she never said another thing to me. So I was just going to send her a message that said this: hey, Tammy, how was trick-or-treating with those 5 babies of yours? Hope it was great. Just wondering, did you get shocked with the cost of the challenge pack? I'd really love to help. Forward to chatting with you some more. So, I mean, it might word it a little bit differently, but, put it out there what she's got going on, but that I'm still here to help her.
Yeah, let me jump in.
I had somebody who said no. Yep.
Yeah, one thing I say, and I'll post this on our team page, but one that I use a lot is, hey, Ellen, for instance. Hey, Ellen, it's me again. If I responded, if we got to part of the conversation and they stopped at the cost, if they dropped off or I didn't hear from them again after the cost conversation or just at some point in the conversation, we all know it falls off sometimes and it's crickets. So what I say is, hey, Ellen, it's me again. I know you were interested in an accountability group, but maybe it's not a good time for you right now. Don't worry, you haven't hurt my feelings. I would just love to follow up with you when the next one comes around. Is there anything I can do to help you in the meantime? Would occasional healthy recipes or fit tips help you? I just want to be there. I just want you to know that I'm here for you. I hope you have a great day. Just something like that. So it kind of takes the edge off, so to speak, so they know, okay, it's not going to be awkward and I didn't hurt her feelings or whatever. And so it's easy sort of to continue the conversation on after that. Okay, back to you.
Yep, that's exactly, actually, I use that same sort of thing a lot too. I have somebody who was supposed to order yesterday and I haven't heard from him, and I sent him a message yesterday and didn't hear. So I was going to go back today and just say, hey, Skip, how are you and Laura doing? Staying out of trouble? I know them well enough that I feel comfortable kind of saying that sort of thing. Just wanted to see if you're still all in for Body Beast. Let me know. And if something came up and now isn't the time, just let me know. You know, I'm here for you for whatever you need and whenever you're ready. So you always give them an out. I love that you're not going to hurt my feelings kind of thing. I have another girl who was supposed to sign up for club 2 weeks ago and she never did. I will be following up with her. I didn't feel the need to follow up with her right away. She's not a challenge pack and she's been a little bit of a of pain, but still going to follow up with her, see what's going on, and if she needs help getting the club or what's going on with her. And I have another one who needed to wait till the end of the month. She was out of town. She had things going on with her kids and she had a sick kid. So when I follow up with her, I'm going to say, hey, how's your baby doing first, not just jumping right into business. And how was your trip? And, you know, I know you were interested in the challenge group. Is now the time you want to get going on this? You know, go from there. So just following up. It's not always just about that challenge pack sale. Sometimes it's just about, you know, conversations that fell off and you want to keep going on your conversations. But yeah, follow-ups are very, very important. Sometimes people actually forget that they had a message there. You know, maybe they're at the grocery store, so they got a message and then don't have time to respond to you right then and then forget about it. I do that a lot. So remind them that you're still there and that you still have something to offer them. Okay?
Okay, guys, go send some follow-ups. Okay, good deal. Go send some follow-ups and then take about 3 minutes. Go.
Your clock does not tell you to wake up in 2 minutes. We're not waking up in 2 minutes. No. Go to bed now. And he stays here, Luke. It's not funny, baby. Go to bed. Go to bed.
Okay, guys. I don't know. Somebody needs to go to bed apparently, but Jackie is going to bring us home and talk about how to find.
That's me. I'm not turned off. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I don't know who that was, but Jackie was going to tell you guys how to find new contacts. So this one's super, super, super important, and you guys are probably in your warm market right now, but you're not going to be forever, and it's going to become more and more important as you go. So Jackie is going to go through it, and if we get cut off at any time, then just work on that part on your own. And I'm going to post the little Power Hour script on our team page, basically what you need to do. The other two things are social media. So you can plan out your posts. Like I have a little Post-it that's got like future posts. If something happens that's funny or interesting or something I want to share, then I write it down. So I kind of always have stuff from which to pull. And you want to post live whenever possible from your personal page, and not post on our schedule, but post live. But the 1 or 2 times a day, then I just have a little kind of list of what I'm going to do. So that's what another 10 minutes during your power hour. And then the last 10 minutes is to check in on your challenge groups. And I private message challengers once a week. So anyway, okay, so here's Jackie. Go ahead and bring us home.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I got a message saying that my microphone wasn't working. So I was like, crap. Okay, to me, this is the easiest thing to do in my power hour. I don't really struggle too much with this, so I'm kind of glad I got this one. My number one tip to add to your market is go on your Facebook page and go to your own personal page. So I'll go click on Jackie Payne Guest, and at the top of the page it'll say friends, and it'll have the number of friends I have, and I'll click on that. When you get to that, there's a little button that says Find Friends. You guys may already know this, so I hope I'm not just telling you stuff you already know. But for me, it makes it super fast. So like this summer, I started to kind of get low on people and think, like, who am I going to invite? Well, it was my 20-year high school reunion this summer. And so I was able to go, and when you click Find Friends, on the right-hand side of the screen, it gives you all of these qualifying things that you can look for. So one of the things I did was look for, it actually asks you, like, do you want to find people who went to Huntsville High School, which is where I graduated. And then I was able to even clarify and put graduate 1995, which is the year I graduated, and stick that in there, and it brought up everybody that had listed that in their bio, and I was able through the whole summer to be able to go and just friend people from high school. And they accepted. Most of the time, your high school friends, even if you weren't that great of friends with them, they'll accept you just because they'll go, oh yeah, hey, we went to high school together. What I've really started doing now, yes, I think we can somehow, I know this would have been a good thing for a screen share, but basically all you do is click on your page, click on friends, and in the top right hand corner it'll say Find Friends. And you can click on Find Friends, and then over on the side it'll say things like hometown, would you like to find people in your hometown? And you can click a box and hit search, and it'll bring up everybody who's listed your hometown as where they originated from. The other things you can do, like we moved to a small town about 3 years ago, and it's like really a tight-knit community, and so we're kind of outsiders. So what I've started to do is every day when I'm adding 3 new friends is I'll go and I'll click people from Madisonville, which is where I live, and it'll bring up a huge list of people, but what it does is at the top of the list is it will bring up people that have the most friends. So like I might get on the top of the list somebody that has 110 friends in common with me. Well, that person, I don't know them, but they're going to probably accept my friend request, and then that gives me the opportunity later on to go, hey, when I'm starting a conversation, I know that we don't officially, and I always make a joke and put like little quotation marks, I'm so glad we're Facebook friends. I know we don't officially know each other, but I saw we have like 100 plus in common, so we should be friends. And thank you so much for accepting my Facebook request. And then I'll usually add a question like, do you have a daughter that goes to Madisonville Junior High? Because I think our girls might know each other, or something like that, so that they'll respond back. So that to me is one of the quickest ways. Wear and share, of course. Also finding groups that have things in common with you. So like, for example, I have a daughter with congenital heart disease. So I've joined groups on Facebook that support. Not that I'm going to be in there going, hey, buy Shakeology for me, but just posting in there, you're going to end up making some friends who you can add to your friend list. So I know we're almost out of time, but that is the quick version of it. And if you guys have questions, you can message me. I'll be happy to give you more information. But use that qualifying thing on the side. You can do all kinds of stuff. Hometown.